Hello, guys. Hello, guys. Can you guys hear me okay? Hello, guys. If you can hear me loud and clear, type A1. Thank you, guys. Wow, that was quick. All right. Well, tonight's Facebook Live or YouTube Live. It's an impromptu session, but it was also a very nice gesture by the management. All right, because they think that it's actually very important for me to speak with you guys for a while. All right, because a lot of people at the current moment in the current economy, they are very unsettled. All right, they are very unsettled. They might be living in fear when they do not know what they're fearful about. All right, how many of you guys are actually, have friends like that? Type of 2. All right, type of 2. All right, you have fearful friends, but they have no idea what they're fearful about. They just know that the economy is a bit weak. They're just waiting for something bad to happen, but they're not exactly sure what might happen. All right, how many of you guys have friends like that? Type of 2 in the chat. All right, let's see how many of you guys actually have friends like that. Yeah, type of 2 if you have friends like that. Yeah. Okay, well, okay, we're still waiting for more people to scroll in, to come in. Yeah, there you go, right? You guys have friends like that, right? Yeah. So that's why the management told sort of gave me a call and said, Kenneth, can you just talk to the community, because I think it will be good for you guys to share your story again. All right. Those of you who do not know me, my name is Kenneth Wong. I'm a consultant at the Joy Up Consulting Group. And I have had the privilege of a near bankruptcy situation. All right. Yes, you did not hear me wrong, and I'm not crazy. Yes, the word I used is privilege. All right. If I did not have this privilege, you guys would not be able to see me here talking to you guys as a consultant today. All right. So now, those of you who are worried about whatever, about the future, about the economy, about what might happen down later this year or maybe beginning of next year, right? If you guys have any form of fear moving forward, I want you guys to pay attention. All right, I want you guys to pay very close attention to the story that I'm going to share with you. All right, next. All right. The thing is, you need to pay close attention because you need to see whether you're able to relate to this, because many of you might actually be in the same situation or might actually be in the same mental state. All right, guys? All right, so just allow me to share. Just give me a second. Okay. Are you guys ready? Okay, please increase your volume, right? The volume might be a bit soft, but do pay attention, all right?
In 2005, my father was diagnosed with blood cancer. As a son, I gave up my career overseas and came home to Singapore to take over the family business. But there was one problem. I knew nothing about the family business. My father said, "Don't worry, son, I will teach you." 6 months later, my father passed away. He was too sick to teach me anything. I was lost. I was trapped. I hated my job. My father's last words to me: take care of your mom, take care of the family. I kept my head down and held on and hoped for the best. I kept looking for answers, but after 10 years, I gave up. Every year, I attended Joe Yap's Feng Shui and Astrology seminar, just for fun. I enjoyed it, but I didn't know how it actually worked. In 2017, my worst nightmare came true. In 48 hours, 80% of my customers declared bankrupt. Bank account was dry, cash flow was non-existent, and we were owing more than $700,000 in loans. We were going bankrupt. What's going to happen to my family? And to add salt to pain, I lost my ability to walk. I suffered a leg injury that needed surgery. While in a wheelchair, I was contacting everyone I knew to find a solution. After 2 weeks, I was running around in a medical boot, climbing 3-story offices just to find a solution. No one could help. I'm a failure. I'm a bad son. I've let my father down. I was desperate. I needed something. Anything. Then I saw my BaZi chart at the corner of my table and remembered certain statements that Joe Yap made.
Your joy comes from overcoming the problems, the challenges, and all these trials and tribulations, and subsequently getting the result. Then that's why you're happy, man. So happiness comes from solving the shit. You know that starting a business is going to be difficult, yet you pursued it, fixed the problem, therefore succeeded. That's why you're happy. So you're actually going to get the problem because you're asking for it. So we're going to look at our chart and find out what are the strengths, what are the things we can be doing to help us become better and therefore be able to confront the problems that we're facing and therefore become happier. Now here's the good news. There is no such thing as an absolute bad chart. No one's destiny is designed to suffer and have problems all the time. The only issue why most of us are going through an unhappy period or maybe an unpleasant period is because we are out of sync. So if we can find our flow from the chart, we should be able to get back into our energy, stream, our flow, and then things will be all right for us. So that's the whole idea.
Hi everyone, I'm Kenneth from Singapore. Imagine in 48 hours, 80% of your clients declare bankrupt. Cash flow was non-existent. Overheads were burning cash every month. And bank account close to zero. What transformed my life?
Right. What happened, right?
Cut the long story short, last year I used BaZi to escape bankruptcy. I only started really studying BaZi about 2-3 years back when I went into my next 10-year luck cycle. DR, so I started learning a lot of stuff.
Right.
And I had the hidden 7 killings in as well. Okay, I spent 3 years learning so much, right? Let's try lah. So this is the execution. In 2 weeks, go out and raise 750,000. Okay, pay off all the banks, sell off all the factory. Then I realized what was the art that I was supposed to learn. I learned how to chase the wealth star.
Chasing wealth star.
And it was like a 2-8 combo kind of thing for property.
Follow the property.
Yeah. One of the months I slept next to the toilet, but it's fine. Right? I mean, that's desperate situations you call for desperate measures.
Yeah.
So within 4 months, when everyone couldn't sell the property, I sold it. I sold it about 10% below market rate. Solved my money problem, it solved my time problem, and instead of declaring bankrupt, we exited the business with slightly more than $500,000.
All right, guys. How many of you guys enjoyed that video? Type of me. Yeah, Joshua, you did, right? Yeah, that's why I say I had the privilege of experiencing a near bankruptcy. All right. Now, a lot of people, when I first went on stage, a lot of people said, like, how did you do it? All right. How did you do it? How did you use BaZi to get out of such a tough position? All right. Now, my position was a bit crazy, right? It was a major oil and gas shakedown, right? Meaning in 48 hours, 80% of my clients declared bankrupt. That's crazy stuff, right? Right, 80%. And all of these companies were listed companies. All right. That means these guys had access to the capital markets. These guys had billions of dollars. All right. And yet all of them declared bankrupt. 80% of my customers, right? I had two banks breathing down my neck. All right, because we were still owing in repayments, and because my industry was in crisis. So everybody under the oil and gas industry would have been under scrutiny. That means you don't have to do anything wrong. But the fact that you're part of the industry, they will start to collect back money because they're afraid of you defaulting. So, the whole world was chasing us for money despite us not owing people, not late on repayments. Customers were gone. The remaining 20% of my clients were owing us money, but they were not paying as well because they were also in the same tough situation. Okay. So, yeah, so revenue just stopped. However, my monthly cash flow still carry on. All right. I still had workers to pay. I still had repayments to pay, utilities to pay, right? So the overheads were just carrying on, right? They didn't care, right? You had to pay. So very soon we were faced with a cash flow crisis, right? Because the bank account was running dry. In fact, it was very, very close to zero. It was a family business, so my entire family did not take any salary for the last year and a half. Imagine that, right? Not being paid for a year and a half just to keep the business going. All right. But as much as we tried, we could not get out of it. And we were facing a bankruptcy situation. All right. Now, when I shared my story, a lot of people asked me, Kenneth, you must be an expert, right? You must be an expert for you to do this. Well, in reality, no. I had no idea what I was doing. Like this is hand on heart and honest to truth, all right? I had no idea. But after understanding BaZi a bit more, I wanted to find out what actually happened to me. So I was sharing this example, okay? So this is my chart, guys, okay? And I have a special formation in my chart that dates back about 5,000 years ago, okay? In my chart, I only have one wealth element called the direct wealth, all right, guys? Now, my direct wealth will see a rob wealth. That means robbing your wealth. Rob wealth star before it comes to me. What does this mean? This is in the BaZi classics, right? That has existed for more than 5,000 years. If your wealth sees your rob wealth before the self, you will always be poor. Okay, guys, this is a classic formation or a classic saying in BaZi studies. All right. Now, if you look at the video, all right, if you look at the video that I just shared, doesn't the video reflect my chart? Guys, doesn't the video reflect my chart? All right. Work so hard, trying to find money, you get money, and then once it's stable, the moment you hit stability, something happens and robs everything away. All right. The reason why this saying, when wealth sees rock wealth before self, you will always be poor. It doesn't mean you can't find money. You can. But the problem is after you find the money, before you can enjoy it, it gets robbed away from you. That is why in the classic text, it always says you will always be poor. Okay. Right. So I have this special formation in my chart. All right. And what happened to me, right, was exactly what this formation is all about. All right, guys. Now, when I shared my story in 2018 and 2019 on stage, right, a lot of people came to me after the sharing session and said, Kenneth, how long did it take you? All right, what do you know that we don't? All right, have you studied BaZi all your life? Right, so these were the very common questions that were thrown at me. All right, when people started meeting me. All right, I said not really. All right, because business was so bad, right? My personal bank account was getting, was drying up as well. I didn't have money. All right, I only had a few $1,000s to my name. That was my entire net worth. All right, so I didn't have money to join like $10,000 mastery classes offered by Dr. Joey. Right, I just did not have that luxury. Okay, so all I could afford was I bought a few BaZi books. All right, and I took the leap of faith. All right, and I enrolled in a program called Grow Rich with BaZi in 2017. All right, Grow Rich with BaZi. Now, this Grow Rich with BaZi, right? This Grow Rich with BaZi cost me USD 1997. All right, 1997 US dollars. Now, I was already suffering. All right, and I had less than $5,000 to my name. Now, I was in a predicament. I needed help. All right, I needed help, but I was like, but I was so afraid because it was going to be half of my entire savings in my bank account. All right, and I still had to find ways of surviving because I had no salary. All right, I did not have a new job or anything, so I was just slowly depending on my salary for survival. So when this course came up, all right, Grow Rich with BaZi, it was offered at 1997. So if you were me, all right, considering the amount of the desperate situation that you were in, all right, it was trying to find answers and solutions or some form of guidance, or your entire family is going to go into a forced bankruptcy in under 6 months, guys. That was my situation. All right, would you spend the money? Because there was no other option. You tried talking to seniors, advisors from your industry. You tried talking to other successful business people. None of them could help you. All of them could only say, oh, you should have diversified when you had the chance. Now you have to suck it up. Can you imagine your industry seniors and well-respected advisors told you that? I had 3 business mentors who told me that. All right, so I had no one. They just told me, if you have to declare bankrupt, it was your fault you didn't diversify. What kind of advisor was that? All right, but this was what was happening to me. Okay, so I had no choice. I emptied half my savings. All right, if you guys think that is terrifying, that was how desperate I was. I emptied half my savings. I paid US 1997 without knowing what I was getting. I was just hoping that I would be able to find certain small information that could help me, just 1%. That was all I was hoping for. Okay. Now, when I signed up for the course, I realized, oh, okay, this was the curriculum. Okay, but at that time, I was not a student. I was a desperate person looking for answers. All right. So trust me, I did not look at this curriculum as, wow, I'm going to learn this, I'm going to learn that. I'm going to see, okay, where am I going to find answers that could help me immediately? All right. So when I was going through the course, okay, I looked at my chart again. You see, if wealth sees rock wealth before self, you will always be poor. So guys, correct me if I'm wrong. Back then, I was also very ignorant. So just using plain English, right? If I could control the rock wealth, do you think I would solve most of my problems? To be honest, I had no idea. But that was the only way that sounded logical to me. All right. If I knew how to control the rock wealth or practice the rock wealth properly, I would be able to control my chart. All right. If not, I will always be suffering from this my entire life. Okay. So I was like, okay, so what is rock wealth? Right. So there was a curriculum, or there were two topics called deep diving into the 10 gods, part 1 and part 2. All right. I went to learn about the rock wealth over there. Okay. But after learning, my purpose was I needed a strategy. I needed an approach. I needed a simple direction. All right. So after learning what the rock wealth was, I created a strategy. Okay. And the strategy, based on my understanding of rock wealth at that time, was to raise funds to buy time. Okay. It was to buy time, because if I could increase the amount of time I had, it would reduce the seriousness of the situation. All right, guys. Imagine if you owed $1 million and you had to return it tomorrow. Is that serious, guys? However, if you owe the same amount of money, you still owe $1 million, but I would give you 10 years, all right, to return. Which one is more serious? When you have less time, right? All right. So that was also my predicament. That was also my situation. So I knew I had to go and raise funds to buy time. All right, to reduce the intensity of the situation. Okay. That was only the strategy, all right, and the general direction was go and raise funds. But there was one problem: I've never done it before. I've never done it before. I've heard about it. I've never done it before. So I saw another topic called raising capital. I was like, okay, right. Then when I watched the classes by Datuk Joey, he was exposing the method of identifying the windows of opportunity for fundraising. That means, yeah, there were certain timelines, or there were certain windows of opportunity for you to find money much easier. All right. It could be for increasing sales. It could be for fundraising. It could be for, getting any form of funding. All right. So I went to watch that. I'm like, okay, so now I know my window of opportunity, which month, which week, for example, right? I knew exactly my chances were there. Last problem, all right? I have never fundraised before, all right? So now I know my window of opportunity. I know the strategy. Now, this is when life gets real, right? Now I have to do it. I have no idea. Okay, I have no idea how to do it. I've never raised money before, okay? So I found another topic, all right, called awakening your hidden talents. All right, awakening your hidden talents. That means some people call it activating. Some people call it understanding it and using it. All right. So this part allows me to focus on what to learn. If I don't know something, I have to go and learn it, right? Correct. Datuk Joey always says, don't know, learn how, right? Don't know how to go and learn it, right? That's what he always says. Okay, so this allows me to focus on what to learn to perform my fundraising activities. All right, why am I sharing this with you guys? All right, because even though every program gives you a lot of things, all right, yes, don't know how, learn how, exactly, Joshua, right? So if just say every program gives you just say 100 things, You don't need to learn every single one of them. You don't need to know every single one of them that well to perform miracles in your lives, guys. All right. I just took whatever I needed at that moment of desperation and just applied it. Okay, guys? So a lot of people say, how did you do it? Well, I took the leap of faith, emptied half my bank account, which was not much, attended a Grow Rich with BaZi program by Datuk Joey, and I just picked whatever I needed and I ignored the rest of the knowledge. All right. And I managed to raise $750,000 in 2 weeks. Okay. I paid off both banks, had very good credit score after that, put my half-paid business property on sale. All right. Sold it. All right. Sold it. Took the proceeds, paid off my investors, and managed to save my family from bankruptcy. But the best part was we managed to exit the company with about $500,000, in capital. All right. So based on that desperate situation, I think we got out of that situation pretty well. Okay. Now, based on this, okay, guys, was US 1997 worth it based on my situation? All right. If you think it's worth it, type a yes. If you think it's not worth it, type a no. All right. How many of you think that it was worth it? Type a yes. All right. Type a yes. All right. Yeah, Joshua, right? Was it worth it? US 1997. But to be honest, I had no idea what I was buying. Money well spent. Why, Sabrina? Because you saw results. I'm telling you the results, but what is that leap of faith? Because when I bought it, I had no idea what it was going to do for me. Right? So this is always the problem when we are being offered stuff. It sounds good, but what is it going to do for me? Right? Okay. So I took the leap of faith because I was desperate. Okay. So to me, based on I was able to get out of a really tough situation and save my entire family, I think that US 1997 was a bargain. All right. But then the Joyup management did a very annoying thing. I'm sorry to say, they did a very annoying thing. They discontinued the course. So if you try to look for this course called Grow Rich with BaZi, it no longer exists. Okay, because they only launched it for I think 3 years, and it was a standalone program. It was very, very popular. Okay, but they because it had no continuation, they discontinued it. All right, they got rid of it. All right. How many of you actually wanted to enroll in this course? Just I mean, you can't, right? You can't. No matter how much money you have, you can't, because it's no longer available. All right. How many of you actually want to enroll in this course? All right, type of me. Right. Just out of curiosity, right? You can't buy it, by the way, right? But just in case, how many of you actually got interested in trying to enroll for this course? All right, type of me if you are interested. Okay. Yeah, interested to know, right? There you go. Right. Now the thing, this is annoying. This is annoying because it's been discontinued. Now, this wasn't the only annoying thing the management did. Okay. They changed the name. Okay. Because they realized that a standalone program was not going to help a lot of people. It was going to help people, but because a standalone program was not going to integrate, okay, your entire BaZi learning process. It was created as a quick application for certain events or certain situations. All right. So after talking to the community, all right, and curating a lot of interest and feedback, Dato' Joey converted this program into the Joyup's BaZi Academy. Okay. Now, this is not the annoying thing he did. Let me tell you the most annoying thing the entire management did. All right. Remember, I paid US 1997 for this course, and it was worth it, right? This was what they did. When I saw this, I nearly cried, right? Because can you see the red box over here? This was the original program. It says best-selling original, right? BaZi Academy, US 1997, exactly the same price I paid. But back then, when I paid this price, I only got this. So now, when they offer the entire package of BaZi 10 Gods Masterclass, the original best-selling BaZi Academy, the advanced track, and the new BaZi for the Soul, together with all these bonuses, right? The Bootcamp 2023 live stream, BaZi Explorer, 6 sessions of group coaching, as well as the BaZi Beginners Fast Track for those totally new amateurs. All right. And they are charging exactly the same price. I know we are in an inflationary situation, but this seems to be a deflationary pricing, guys. Okay. This is annoying as much as I hate to admit it. It's fantastic. It's annoyingly fantastic. Okay, guys. All right. So how many of you here, right, have already enrolled in this? All right. Type of me. I want to see how many of you guys, right, already enrolled in this. There you go, Sabrina. Good job. Shirley, good job, right? Right. This is actually a crazy offer. All right. Every single year, Dato Joey is thinking of different ways to put in more and more stuff based on the feedback from the community. All right, from the feedback. So you guys have voiced out. He has listened, and this is what you guys get. All right, which doesn't apply to me anymore, right? So US 1997, 85% savings. All right, you get all of this, right? The reason why he's offering all of this is not just to give you extra stuff, because what we realized, and this we have done a lot of research, right, is that after you learn the BaZi Academy, you need to go and do your research on the 10 gods. And that is why he came up with this BaZi 10 Gods Masterclass, which is new, by the way. All right. But it's something that we realized that students were left hanging. All right. They wanted to know more about the 10 gods. So this program was created. Then those people who are a bit more ambitious, they want an advanced track. They want to know more, right? You know, stuff like more advanced techniques, like, shifting palace and all that stuff, right? So how do you make the BaZi chart, or how do you make your BaZi reading more flexible? All right, different dimensions. So that's the advanced track. Of course, the BaZi for the Soul, brand new program. All right, and the Bootcamp 2023 live stream. This is brand new as well. Okay, guys. So whatever feedback that we have accumulated, for the last 2 to 3 years, this is everything. This is our answer to whatever you guys want. All right. And we are still keeping to the same price, but we're just giving you guys everything else. Who likes this? All right. Now, guys, why am I saying this to you? Because one single program, the best-selling original BaZi Academy, I managed to escape from a near bankruptcy situation, saving my family and achieving miracles. Of course, after that, I went on to achieve more miracles with the same techniques that I learned, okay, from the same program. All right, that's what you can get from just one program. Can you imagine this is the entire treasure vault of BaZi. All right, those of you who wants to start, but you feel that you may not be good enough, you're fearful of taking the first step, this is everything that you need to start. All right, and it's the same pricing as what I paid many years ago, but maybe 6 times extra the value. All right, guys. And I'm sorry to be the advocate of bad news. This enrollment, okay, those who are interested in enrolling, please click on the link www.joeyup.com/BaZi Academy 2023. Okay. Those of you who are thinking, please don't think too long, because we are stopping the enrollment at 12 midnight tonight. Yes, you heard me right. It's tonight. So we are going to close the enrollment in under 1.5 hours, guys. All right. So if you guys are interested, don't think anymore. Okay. Don't think anymore, because if not, you might have to wait. If you're lucky, 12 months, which is 1 year, or maybe 2 years, because we do not know when's the next time we'll be doing this. Might be 2 years time, might be 3 years time. We have no idea. All right. Depends on what Dato' Joey wants to offer. All right. So if you think that this is a good fit for you, this is a very nice entry point with a lot of information for you guys to understand yourself, to understand how to awaken certain talents, to handle, you know, all the punishments, clashes, combinations, right? You want to know what you're reading. You want to gain that confidence. All right. And maybe in times of desperate situations like me, you're able to find some answers to save your life. All right. And that's the reason why I'm sharing my personal story with you guys tonight. All right. Because whatever information that you guys are getting from the purchase of this course saved my entire family and gave me a second chance in life. All right. And that is the reason why I was invited by the group to share my experience and be a consultant today, and providing a lot of solutions to hundreds of clients every single year. And I am feeling very, very fulfilled with what I'm doing. All right, guys. All right. All right. So how many of you here, right? How many of you here are interested? Okay. But you're having some problems with the payment, for example, or some of you have enrolled but have some enrollment issues, right? Some enrollment issues. Okay, not to worry. Okay, not to worry. We don't leave you hanging. Okay. Maybe Jaden, you might want to type the link in the chat. All right. You might want to type the link in the chat. It's called Ask Me at joeyapacademy.com. All right. If you guys have any issues at all, all right. Yeah, thanks, Benz. There you go. There you go. Right. So if you guys have any questions, if you guys have enrolled, or you guys have some payment issues, or you guys want some payment plans, right? Just email the team. All right. Just email the team and they'll get back to you. Okay. So not to worry. You're well taken care of. Okay, guys. All right. All right. All right. Okay. Yeah. So any questions for me? All right. This is just a very short sharing tonight, but I hope you guys enjoy it, right? Because do understand that what you're buying is not just knowledge. All right. It's actually a way out, and you never know when you might need it, just like me. All right. Because as most of us know, we're entering into a new period, which changes are constant and happening very, very fast, almost every single day. So the faster you know certain secrets or certain secret sources based on your chart, right? It gives you more confidence moving forward. All right, guys. All right. Any questions for me about my story, about how I did it, anything, right? Just ask me. Just type it in the chat and I'll try my best to answer it. Okay. Yeah, and the academy closes at 12 midnight. That means we are going to close in 1 hour and 15 minutes, guys. Okay, so if you guys are interested, just go ahead and enroll now. All right, there's no point waiting, right? All right, fantastic. Don't miss out. There you go. There you go. All right. All right. Any questions for me? All right, any questions? I'm just looking at both the chats. Yeah. Right. No questions at all. Right. No worries at all. Okay, guys. If you think of anything, right, regarding the course, just email me at joeyapacademy.com and the team will take care of you. Okay. Those of you who are interested and you're sitting on the fence, you're not sure, I'm living proof that this actually works, and you will never know when you actually need this information. All right. But when you do need it, you'll be very glad that it's at your fingertips. All right. Because this is an online program with lifetime access. It's not just 7 days replay, it's a lifetime access. So anytime you need this information, you can always revisit it. That's the best part. Pay once and use it for the rest of your life. All right, guys. All right. You guys are shy tonight. All right. Okay. So if there's no other questions, right? My name is Kenneth Wong, and thank you so much for your time. All right. And I'll see you guys in the class. All right. Take care.